If you don't like the weather in New England, just wait a few minutes. And if you don't like what you hear from the president tonight at 9, Mark Twain might suggest you just, well, wait a few minutes then too. And recent history suggests it just might work. You may have been upset with President Trump at that conservative gathering when he said this about the media's use of anonymous sources.
They shouldn't be allowed to use sources unless they use somebody's name. Let their name be put out there.
Uh-oh. That would kill many an important story, but not to worry. That was just an hour or two after White House officials held a briefing for reporters. It was about Reince Priebus's conversations with the FBI concerning a New York Times story about Trump campaign communications with Russia. Administration officials agreed to be quoted only if no names were used. Speaking of the press, at that availability we mentioned last night, Melissa McCarthy, it's Sean Spicer, refused to allow CNN, the New York Times, and Los Angeles Times in. Troubling for sure, but not to worry. Spicer struck the appropriate note just a couple of months before during an interview with Politico Playbook on the presidential transition process.
I think we have a respect for the press when it comes to the government, that is something that you can't ban an entity from. Conservative, liberal, or otherwise. I think that's what makes a democracy versus a dictatorship.
Is that the same guy? And of course, many were troubled when Trump rescinded the executive order on the right of transgender kids to use the bathroom which matches their gender identity. Not just because important rights were being walked back, but because civil rights would be left to the states. States' rights and civil rights don't mix. But of course, less than 24 hours later, the administration rejected state rights when Spicer said the Justice Department might intervene to undo state marijuana laws. So much for the rights of the 8 states, including ours in D.C., which voted to legalize use. So, no matter what you hear from the president, don't fret. Instead, just wait a few minutes. What do you think? Email us, tweet us, share your thoughts.